Introduce the anglers to you. First of all, he won 2 tournaments, major events last year. One on the FLW Tour, one on the Bassmaster Elite Series. He kicked off the FLW Tour at Lake Okeechobee with a win. He went right to Lake Seminole and won the first Bassmaster event there as well with the Elite Series. He's a 3-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 5-time Forest Wood Cup qualifier, and just made the transition over a couple of years ago back to the Bassmaster Elite Series. They called him a rookie. He was far from a rookie when he came back to the Bassmaster Elite Series. And always fun to hang out and get our buddy. He's a master of chatterbait fishing. Always fun. Please welcome the big kid from Phoenix, Arizona, Brett Hite. The guy at the end is a legend in Western bass fishing. And like Skeet said, he was a legend in Western bass fishing at 20, okay? He was the first angler in the West to win $1 million bass fishing and not leave the West Coast. He's won 37 fully rigged bass boats. He's won every tournament imaginable here in the West, including the U.S. Open, West Coast Bass Classics. Other than Gary Dobbins, he has won more tournaments in one bass than any other angler in one bass. He's won on the B.A.S.S circuit. He's a 6-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, right? 5? 7. 7-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He travels the country now, fishing the Bassmaster Elite Series, also from Phoenix, Arizona. Guys, please welcome one of our legends in Western bass fishing, John Murray. He used to have a long list of credentials of things he did, Redman All-Americans, and won this tournament, he won that tournament, he'd won so many other times. He had done this, he won his very first B.A.S.S tournament at Lake Powell, the B.A.S.S Opens, which really started his career. His first Bassmaster Classic that he went to, he did the dance, which also opened the eyes to lots of sponsors. He was the first fisherman really back there to patent a color that everybody would recognize. We only have to throw out 3 titles that he has, okay? He's a 2007 Toyota Tundra Bassmaster Angler of the Year, the 2009 Bassmaster Classic champion. And by God, if Jerry hadn't had some goofy point system fish off, he'd have been a 3-time Toyota Angler of the Year. Please welcome from Auburn, California, Skeet Reese. The only guy that was happy with that was KVD, and we know it, right? Kevin was the only one. I got to tell you, folks, I was nervous this morning. I've done 10 years of the Ultimate Bass Radio Show. I was nervous for the first time ever because I had the boss in the studio with me for an hour, me and him, and it was pretty cool. I grew up watching the Fishin Hole TV show, and as many of you did. 45 years he did the Fishin Hole TV show. Other than Sports Center, the Fishin Hole TV show is the longest standing TV show in ESPN history. Jerry did 45 years as the Fishin Hole. He is the current owner of B.A.S.S and the guy that puts it all together. And it's really a privilege that he came out from his home in Bull Shoals, Arkansas. These 3 guys couldn't believe we pulled it off and got him out here. It's really a privilege to welcome to California, Mr. Jerry McKinnis. Questions for these guys, and you can ask fishing questions, technique questions, what they're doing, how they're catching them, how they think they're going to catch them. And I normally get to start it off with a question or 2 with the guys. We'll get it rolling. If you have a question, you raise your hand, we'll get to you. But the first question I'm going to go ahead and just take right out of the deal. The first question I'm going to take right out of the deal is for Mr. McKinnis. And Mr. McKinnis, we just want to know, as Western anglers, when we're going to get an open circuit back in the West. Yeah! I set you up, Jerry, but we get it out of the way.
Yeah, he met me at the I told this earlier. He met me at the airport yesterday, and he said, "Hi, Jerry. When are we getting a Western?" You know, I have to tell you, That's something that never gets off my mind. It's not like I have forgot about it, and that I don't care about it anymore, because it is absolutely on my mind, lots. And I'll just tell you, it's mostly a business situation. I've only been in this seat for going on 4 years now, and took over a very complicated piece of business. That needed a lot of care and had a lot of work to do to get it really healthy, and I'm getting it there. It's really doing well. At no time during that period did I think it was the right time to break loose and bring a Western division open out here, because that's not just something that we would, oh, by the way, we're going to go to the West Coast and have an open division. It's something that is going to take an investment and a lot of work, and do it right. And I promise you, it will happen. I've said that for 4 years now, but it is on my mind. We're going to get it done.
Well, hurry up, would you? Because I look at it as I wouldn't have the career that I have if it wasn't for Bass. I mean, I grew up one Bass, West Coast Bass, English Choice, U.S. Bass, all these. That was my stomping grounds out here. But to actually be a true bass fishing professional, you or Bass coming out here in '98. That was my stepping stone. So they gave me an opportunity to be able to chase these little things behind us for a living, and I want to be able to see more guys out here have the same opportunities that I've had. So hurry up, would you?
Well, let me just comment a little bit more about that. I think that it's more. First of all, this area out here, the West, is a powerful area. You should have more than the AAA division out here fishing. To be perfectly honest, when I said it would take a lot of time and a lot of investment, and it needed to do right, it needed to be done right, by that I meant we do need a 3-event open division out here. We need a regular stop on the Elite Series. We need however this may be, there needs to be a way for the West to qualify to go to the Bassmasters Classic, just like you do if you live in Alabama. You know, the people in Alabama are born thinking that they automatically have a right to go to the Bassmasters Classic. Why are you the only one laughing at that?
Because we're both thinking of Gerald.
No, but it needs to be more than just a open series. Okay, now we're covering the West. The West has got too many good fishermen. It's got too many good places to fish, and it's like we should stop the Major League Baseball. We should make a line across Oklahoma, and you can't go any further west to play professional baseball. We're going to put a AAA league out here, though, so y'all need to be happy. That's exactly what it is, and I don't, I want the whole ball of wax.
Jerry,
I really do.
Jerry, that wouldn't have been a bad plan for baseball last year.
Do what? And why was that little girl sitting here staring me right in the face with a San Francisco Giants World Champion shirt on?
You're in this neck of the woods.
Did somebody place
JM.
that there?
You're in this neck of the woods, JM. It's Jerry and I think, are the last two diehard Cardinal fans.
Yep.
and Jerry, I want you to know that 2 years ago when the Cardinals got to the playoffs and lost in San Francisco, it was because Skeet was down there with Carpenter. Okay, just so you know how that works.
Okay.
Sacramento River guys, they're going to be launching out of Discovery Park. There will be no limitations. They can run north, they can run south. It's only going to be how far can you go? You know, how much gas and how much time do you have to get down there? Does the run intimidate you guys? to run from Sacramento down to the Delta system. And I will tell you, there's one guy in our panel that has made the run, actually two guys in our panel that has made the run in tournament competition. Skeet did it at the West Coast Bass Classic. John won a West Coast Bass Classic in the Sacramento River. John, how many times did you make that run from up here? How many of those did you fish?
I think I fished 3, so obviously, 8 or 9 times, and it was never a big deal. Back then we had 150 horsepower boats, no GPS, and just go down that river in the fog and hope you got there. But we all made it. But now we have GPS, we have bigger boats, we have more gas, but now they have 5-mile-an-hour buoys there. From what I understand, I haven't done it recently, so might be a little different, but it was never a big deal back then. It won't be a big deal now. Someone's still going to win the tournament and go down there and catch them, and maybe someone will find something no one's ever won a tournament on before. So that's the fun part of it.
The run for you, does it bother you?
I'm tangled. No, when I fished the West Coast Classic there, it took 45 to 50 minutes to get down to Big Break area from Sacramento. So obviously now you're adding an hour's time to that because of 5-mile-an-hour zones. So it's really not a long run. It's time consuming through the 5-mile-an-hour zones. But after fishing Louisiana Delta and the Classic there, everything else is a cakewalk because I was running 120 miles one way to get to where I was fishing down in Venice, and wound up KVD won it right next door to where we launched. But if you ever run 110 miles, 120 miles in fog, I had Lowrance radar in my boat, so I was actually safe because I could see pilings and boats. I will say this, that I hit the Mississippi River after driving, 100 miles. I hit the mouth of the Mississippi River, and my Jeep, my screen on my graph, which has radar on it, all of a sudden just this big wall appears on it. And just as that wall appears, which was a tanker, he hits his horn because he sees me on his radar coming at him, and you can't see from me to you, he hears, and I'm like, ah! I'll never forget that day. But so after that run, this is going to be easy.
Brett, you came out in October, made the run. You got to borrow a ski. You came out in October and made the run.
Yeah, the great thing about the Delta, if you have it timed right, you don't need a whole lot of time to catch a big stringer on the Delta. So I did make the run. It's going to be time consuming. I know every single person that's idling down that river in those no wakes is going to be a little antsy and try to, there's going to be a lot of patience that's not going to be, with all the anglers. But like I said, I don't think it's really going to affect the fishing that much.